Hi, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to YOLO with ToLo. Today we have a very special episode. Waiting for Lonnell to get on here. Hope you guys are having a great week. This week we're talking about regret. So if you have regret or you have worked through regret, we would love to hear from you. Hey Kevin, I see you there. Kevin is our producer today who's going to keep us on track. Hey Kathy, we're talking about regret today. Okay, let me see if Lonnell's on. Lonnell is traveling this time for something special, so we'll see what. Hey Jeremy, we'll see where he's at and why he's traveling this week. Here's a tip. I mean, a hint. It's definitely not for work. So let's see if we can get him on here. Sometimes Facebook is kind of weird. I don't know how many of you guys have been on Facebook, but although Lonnell may be on the other side, it takes a minute for him to pop up. So all those years of live TV experience has helped. But looks like Lonnell, do you see your add button? Yep, Jeremy, it's his birthday. I can't wait to hear where his travels have taken him. Okay, so it looks like we see Lonnell, but there's no add button. So let me see if we can get him on here. Here we go. Sometimes it just didn't. Can you guys join me in wishing Lonnell a happy birthday? Maybe we should just start singing now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Okay, let's see. Okay, looks like he's getting on. So Lonnell is celebrating a big year this year, the big 5-0. And when I was telling people that earlier this week, they were like, what? That boy does not look 50 at all, 50 at all. And we always joke around. He was like, well, black don't crack. And then actually I heard this, get out. I know, right, Kathy? And I actually heard from one of our friends, Pam Wu. She taught me the word Asian don't raisin, so we always use that. It looks like he's trying to get on. I know, he doesn't look 50. You know what? I want to definitely hear Lonnell's aging secrets. So we will see if we're able to get him on. Well, let me tell you right now, he is definitely old because he's having trouble getting on Facebook Live. No, honestly, sometimes it just wigs out. I don't know what the heck happens sometimes, like last week. The screen started like flashing and kind of I had to turn it on its side real quick. But anyway, Lonnell's been traveling, and so he is up bright and early on his end. Let me add him now, and let's see if this works. He woke up super early because he's excited to chat. See if this works, and if not, we can always go with the flow and end this chat, and then we'll let him try one more time. Let's see. Looks like he's having some problems adding. Approved there. Let's see. Sometimes Facebook acts a little wonky. I see you on now. Hopefully you can get on here. It says guest declined video invitation. It's all good. I want to know from you guys, since we're talking about regret today, if you have any questions about regret, how you got through regret, and let's see if I can get them on, and what you did to get through regret. I try to live my life without regret. And I have to say, there's only one thing, which I'll share with you later, that I've regretted in my life. And so I'm trying to make up for it now. So hopefully, this looks like it's connecting. Hey! Hello! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! What's up,
Not much.
Mr. 50?
It is the big 50. Good morning. Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak.
So whereabouts are you?
I'm gonna try to show you a little bit out the window and see if you can see. If it's not, let's see here. Can you see that? Isn't that gorgeous?
Wow, that's beautiful.
It's like 6 a.m. here. I am in Dubai, one of my favorite, favorite cities.
What?
And I've been here celebrating my birthday. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. My cousin actually just texted me saying that he just landed. He came to the States. He's going to spend a few days here with us, and my good friend Tao is here with me.
Nice.
So we've been having a blast. A blast.
That's so awesome. So wait, how did you choose Dubai? Why is it your favorite?
Um, I just love all the architecture, all the creativity. I love the cleanliness of the city. I even love the culture. I mean, it's not necessarily,
Mm.
an open culture for the children, which means I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
live here, but I do love to visit. But it is just really, um, I mean, I love architecture, and I just love like the creativity, the genius of man when he puts his mind to it or her mind to it, and just the way they just build stuff out of it. Just, we're going to just go build something out in the sea for you to live on. So,
Right?
and every
It's
time I come
crazy.
back,
They just like built on water.
yes, and
Yeah.
they're always just upping their game constantly. So I love it, and it's a sad reminder of how far behind the United States has fallen. But
Yeah.
it is what it
That's
is.
another show today. We're celebrating you.
Right. So it's
Well, isn't also the tallest building is there, right?
tallest building in the world is here. Tallest hotel in the world is here. This where I'm staying now used to be the tallest hotel in the world until another one down the road opened, and it's 1 meter taller than this hotel. So they've got a lot of record-breaking things. Their metro, like BART or the subway, is totally manless. It's all computer operated, generated,
Wow.
and it's like the largest
Wow.
one in the world. So it's just so cool. It's just so cool. There's,
Yeah.
I haven't seen all the traffic and all the cars here. I haven't seen any exhaust. They use
Hmm.
recycled vegetable oil or whatever for their gas.
Wow.
I mean, it's
Wow.
like where every city in the first world should be.
You know what? It's funny because for my 40th birthday, I was thinking about either going to Morocco or Paris, and I opted for Paris, just because I could only be there for about 2 weeks. Morocco, I feel like you have to stay there longer. And I also felt the same way. I felt like, even their transit system, the metro, it's like I have my details, like I have Apple Pay on my phone and my credit card details, and you don't even have to buy little subway tickets. You just swipe.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just awesome. Um,
beautiful.
so Kathy says Chinese believe that you need to eat lucky food on your birthday because I know you've been eating a lot.
I've been eating too
How's the
much, but
food
Kathy,
there?
tell me what lucky food is, because I like all food, so I want to make sure if there's lucky food, I need to double up on that. So please, Kathy, what?
And then you can work out later.
Yeah, I love it.
Um,
And thank
that's
you, Kathy
awesome.
Chow. I see her ad. I'm looking at my screen over here for my notes. Actually, I might be able to see it right on here. But that's
So let me ask you this before we get into our first segment of our ToLo's topics, our hot topics. Let's since today is all about regret, why don't we just actually get right into it, into ToLo's topic, segment one. Uh, you're 50. Do you have regrets? Do you have any regrets from the past? And what
I've
are
had
they?
like regrets maybe as a kid, probably up until I was maybe 21 or so. I probably regretted things because that's how I was conditioned. But after really kind of
Mm,
standing in my truth and exploring and coming to terms with who I am and
mm,
embracing my own
ooh,
authenticity, I don't really have any regrets because I understood even at a young age that no experience is wasted. So, whatever it is, it's here to teach you. And if it's an uncomfortable thing,
mm,
get the lesson and get out. So I
mm.
learned that kind of early on. So I don't really have regrets necessarily. I just
You know,
lessons.
I mean, let's back up for a minute because that's huge. Because, I think that when you're younger, it's really hard to stand in your truth. And although you, a 50-year-old man, me, a 40-year-old man we found our truth and can speak our truth and be our truth, right? Our truth. Um, you know, gosh, how did you work through that? And when you talk about coming to terms with who you are, you're talking about being a gay black man,
I'm talking about it
right?
all. I'm
Or
not just
at
that,
all.
yeah, but
Okay.
just everything, like who I want to be as an individual. I'm not the product of my environment that I grew up in. I don't have to be held to any of these things. I can be my own
Mm-hmm.
free individual soaring spirit. And so that's what I mean when I say the totality. It includes all of that.
Wow, that's huge. That's
And
good.
I got like in around
My
21, yeah.
21. Um, Mine was I have one regret, and it was when I went to the University of San Francisco, studying mass communications with emphasis in journalism, and I got all my paperwork ready because I wanted to go and intern in another country, somewhere doing something in TV because I really wanted to speak for a living, and I got all my paperwork together, and then I couldn't go because my dad was suffering from he had liver issues. So I decided to stay because it was really bad, like life threatening. So he had a liver transplant. My dad wasn't really healthy in dealing with the stress, so I tried to learn from that at an early age. And, that's why I love to work out and eat healthy when I can and all that stuff. And, like doing this, like holding each other accountable, living my best really life that I can physically, mentally, and spiritually. And then my grandmother, my dad's mom, who lived with us, she also fell ill. And then my aunt also was battling breast cancer. So I didn't feel like I could be free to leave and feel like, it was my time. But now I'm trying to make it up. Like, like with you, I try to make up what I can and reconcile that regret with trying to travel, as much as I can, both domestically and at least once or twice internationally every year. So cheers to another decade.
Cheers, boo.
Cheers.
Woohoo. Little lemon. Can you see that? It's a lemon mint drink that's really good. They have all kinds of grapefruit juices and.
So okay, so what can you teach? What not teach, but what would you say to the younger Lonnell self, say 30 years ago, when you were, like I feel like after college you're really starting to, be in the real world and figure it out, and that's where you really have to find your tribe.
Right.
Like we found each other, find your truth. So
and hold tight.
So Angelo, by the way, we're talking about regrets today, and we're celebrating Lonnell's 50th birthday.
Yeah.
50. So yeah.
What would I tell myself, my younger self?
Yeah, your younger Lonnell self.
I'll be like, child, it only gets better. If you keep doing this, I know this seems a little like uncertain, this path, this perceiving who you are truthfully, but if you just continue on that path, baby, once you hit that plateau, you're gonna just soar, and it only gets better. It only gets better. I mean, I just think about I'm like 50 already. I'm like, dang, where'd the time go? But I look back, I'm like, I've been doing this life thing.
Yeah, right.
And so
doesn't life exponentially pass by so fast after, I feel like, 30? I got teary-eyed when you talking about you just were, you were talking about that, because I totally believe that. It's just like, gosh, don't worry so much. Do your best, surrender, enjoy people, enjoy life, enjoy, we talk a lot every time about present moment, about gratitude, the attitude of gratitude, how things are here to teach you things. And we can talk about it every single time because it's so important,
That's the thing that changed my life the most, was practicing gratitude. I remember when you were just a little twink doing Pillow Talk. Well, I wasn't a twink when I was doing Pillow Talk. I just looked like one. But if you surround yourself around a bunch of twinks, and Pillow Talk is an online show I did a few years ago on my 3LWTV platform. But that's so funny. And you're right, Angelo, but I wasn't a twink. I just looked like one. Now I put on some more weight and a little few more grays, and so yeah. But yeah, but it's all good.
And for people that are not in the community, can you explain what twink is?
What is it? Like a young, cute,
gay person. Gay person. Yeah. Francisco saying, kisses and love, Lonnell. You're my longest friendship. Really, I think the best gift you can give to one another, and the real truth of why we're here in life, is to give each other experiences. That's the biggest gift you can give. Sometimes you want to return that gift, exchange that gift.
Preach,
right?
Preach.
Right?
Yeah, sometimes you do. And sometimes sometimes it just doesn't fit, so you got to return it. You just do.
Right?
Just make sure you're shopping at Nordstrom's, where they have a gracious return policy.
Which could really you can really relate that to choosing people who can grow you and forgive you and love you for who you truly are.
Right. And you can.
I think, So anyway, let's move on to segment 2, dump the hump, while we're here, because I don't want to keep you on too long today. So getting through this week's challenges, I'm trying to think about what kind of other regrets I may be missing, but I just feel like I've always tried to be true to myself, where at the time where I felt safe to be truth, whether it's about my sexuality, whether it's about feeling like I can come out about wanting to be a journalist against the behest of my parents.
Or you might regret a person that you chose to date. But even then, you got to switch that around. I think that might have been one of my early regrets, is why did I choose that fool? And really, it's why am I pointing the blame over there? Because really, no, you don't need to regret this. You need to learn from this. what kind of
Yeah.
vibrational low were you in that you attracted this foolishness into your life? So I don't
Oh,
even put it on. I don't even
yes.
put it on that person. I was like, no. So again, I flip it from like I don't regret the decision, but it taught me. But sometimes
Hmm.
I'm ashamed of it, or I'm embarrassed by it,
Yeah.
looking back where I am now. But looking through the
Yeah.
eyes, through the lens of my perspective back then no, it made perfect sense. He tried to run me
Yeah.
over. I thought it was sexy. Now today, not so much.
He tried to burn your house
Yeah,
down.
so now I'm like, oh, okay, that's hot. He loves me. Today, not so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, right. And I like the way I kind of like the way you frame that because there's a season and a reason for
For
everything,
everything.
right?
Everything.
And the decisions that we made back then, like even to the clothes that I wore or the friends that I chose, was different than it is now. And I really think, I always tell people like fine wine and cheese, it gets better with every
It really
decade,
does.
I'm like, dang, honey, you
Okay.
fine. Cheers to that.
Cheers, bro. And really, it really is if you're stuck and you're in a rut and you're in a place where you just don't feel that you can get to any type of peace or any type of happiness, that's when for me it's like that's when you got to find one thing a day to be grateful for.
Mm,
You got to find
mm,
out. You got to be still and listen to what is it. What is this experience teaching me? Why is this happening to me? And don't paint yourself in the victim mentality or keep yourself stuck in victimhood, and then you'll begin
mm,
to soar. It feels like it's going to take forever to get out of it, but it doesn't take forever. It does feel
mm.
like it though, but it doesn't take
Doesn't
that
it?
long.
And I think whenever you're supposed to, whatever you're going through, just know that if you know that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like it's everything that I've been through at the time when I felt like, gosh, when I lost 4 family members in 1 year, I thought I just wanted to die. I mean, like, I love to talk, and I just didn't talk for 2 months. I just like literally lost my voice. And you just feel like it's so bad, but then it's like that really taught me to live more. All these deaths, in the family. Kathy says, I think that we all regret not speaking up for ourselves or someone in an awkward or confrontational. Um,
Yeah, you're absolutely right,
yeah,
Kathy.
confrontation. Yeah,
And you got to speak
right.
up for yourself. And yeah, and sometimes it takes practice to even do that because sometimes you don't want to hurt someone, you don't want to offend
Yeah,
someone. Well, you know what? Not expressing your truth is offensive. So
yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
you need to find you got to keep pushing yourself, give yourself that inner push until and you'll find out. You know what? Once you say something and you express your honest feelings about it, people will respect that. They'll probably appreciate you for that. And if they don't, then then it's really by Felicia time because that's some toxic level of personage that you don't need in your life.
Mm,
It just works that way.
that's good.
It really
Damn wisdom, boy. Wisdom.
wisdom.
Okay, so let's talk to us, you guys. Talk to ToLo. We'll go into segment 3. Talk to ToLo, yo. Now's a good chance or a good time for you guys to send in your messages and questions.
Yes.
The first question we have is Suzanne from Marin, California, and she asks, how do you get over long-term regret, the kind that keeps you acting as a victim in life? I saw Suzanne on with us, joining us today. That's such a good
That
question.
is
You're just talking about
good
victimhood
question.
or victimdom.
Yeah, really, and it pains me hearing that because it says long-term regret, and I'm just like, okay,
Mm,
ooh, just don't punish yourself, stop beating yourself up, and stop wasting time. You're still here, you've
oh,
got breath, so regret should never be long-term. So, because
yeah,
that means you're just feeding that foolishness, and then that's
yeah,
reflecting and attracting other negative things into your life. So,
yeah.
yeah, so deal with whatever it is, whatever you're ashamed of, whatever happened, however you feel about it. It's okay to feel it. Just don't
Mm,
get stuck there, and you
mm,
can move. You just move on. So yeah, don't let
yeah.
regret become long-term regret. I mean, it's
Mm,
not a problem with
that's,
having a regret, but you need to be, as long as you got the lesson of what it's supposed to teach you, then move forward. See, but yeah,
mm,
that just stings when
yeah,
I hear long-term
yeah.
regret. I'm like, ooh.
Right. I was just thinking that. I was like, gosh, it stings, right, to hear that, right? Because I feel like, I do CrossFit workouts where it's like a lot of intense workouts during, a short period of time, an hour. And I feel like there's one thing I was thinking about, like farmer carries, where you have to like carry like heavy weights to the end of like the gym. And I feel like, gosh, carrying that weight long term so long, it must really, weigh on you physically, mentally, emotionally, like internally, externally. And I feel like a lot of people that comes out in the wrinkles that they may have or the weight that they've gained, right? Um, No, not that.
No, I know.
That's a food belly. That's a different.
But listen, you were talking about the weight that you carry, but talk about how it feels once you get across the gym with the weight, and you release it and you put it down. What
But
happened?
releasing, yeah, right.
I mean,
But that's so good. That's what Suzanne is asking. Like, how do we release that? And you know, I think it's really there's not like a one size fits all for
it's
that.
not
I believe that you got to work through it the best way you know how and how you can. Like, if you're in an abusive relationship and you have kids that could be injured, you know, or killed or whatever at that moment, perhaps it isn't self-betrayal by just, you know, trying to figure out a way to not fuel that anger, but then figuring out a way to leave right away. I mean, it really it really depends. And I think that's really important. What's really important in all this is having a tribe or people who you can, like, you know, like you and I have, that you can
they have to
hold each
lift
other
you up,
accountable.
and you have to surround yourself with people who are rooting for your rise and who are genuinely rooting for you to rise.
Rooting for your rise.
Rooting for
I
your
like that.
rise.
Yes.
But if you don't,
People that are really, like, honestly happy, like when I hear good news about you or my other TV friends or my other career friends or personal friends, whether it's personal or professional, kind of something that they've achieved, I'm happy for them, not jealous of them.
right.
You know, and you got to really be careful. There's a huge distinction of really, I think, if you're doing it right and growing older, I think, I don't want to say right, but in alignment with who you truly are and who you're supposed to be. I know that your body tells you, right?
Right.
It's like you and I, like you text you. It's really early there, right? It's like what, 6 a.m. It was 6 a.m.
Yeah,
when
it's 6:21. But I'm good.
right? And you messaged me, and you're like, I'm ready.
Okay,
You
let's
know, you
go
were
do
excited.
this.
I was excited to talk with you. I'm excited. You know, when we get off the phone, that's why we created this YOLO show, to share this excitement with people. Because every time you and I would talk on the phone after we met that chance crazy meeting in LA, it's just like we were just like, you know, you're just on this high, and you just want to bottle it and share it with people. And then that's really so special. I think that's really, like, I texted you earlier, and I really do mean it when I say, you know, like, you're a gift to everyone who you know, who you connect with. That's your, you know, you have this special, your gift is really uplifting people with your words and your energy, you know. And you know, if you right. And I think that if as you get older, we talked earlier about standing stronger in your truth, not putting up with BS from people or situations, speaking up. And I think that if you think about it, like, I'm 40, you're 50, and if we really only live to like 80 to 100, like, half your life is over. So you really don't want to bullshit. You really don't want regret.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Like you said, bye, Felicia.
Girl,
And the answer to Suzanne's question about how do you get over long-term regret, really the first thing is, I think, is realizing and being honest with yourself. We talked about truth earlier. Being honest with yourself about betrayal, that feeling of, I deserve better.
And ask yourself, honestly, why am I choosing to remain stuck? What is so comfortable about that? You know, you got to get back to the accountability. Why would you do that? Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to face that, though. That's the thing.
That's why they say,
and hopefully you find people to hold you accountable. Because, you know, you and I, if we're doing drugs, or you find out that we're doing something that's not healthy for ourselves, aside from the extra eating when we travel too much, but we would, you know, we would call each other on that, and sometimes it stings. Right. But again, that's the best gift that I think that you can give, you know, to one another, is this tribe, the gift of yourself, the gift of really your thoughts and the way you care for people. Okay, question 2 is anonymous. Is there a benefit to regret?
That's good too. Ooh.
That's really good.
I think there is. I think there can be a benefit to it, because it can foster growth. It's almost like, you know, like when you plant fertilizer, the fertilizer stinks, but it still serves a purpose. Because without the fertilizer, without the stinky fertilizer, you can't get the crops to grow. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think there is a benefit to it, as long as it get, like, you know, turned into a long-term regret. If you get the lesson, what is the experience for? why have I chosen this experience? Then I think there can be a benefit to it, and you can prevent
Yeah.
someone else from maybe perhaps taking that quote unquote misstep. So I think
Yeah.
that can be.
I think though it can only be a benefit if you are present enough to feel uh, the feels and say, you know what, I can do better, I can be better, and then you learn. Oh my God, it's so weird that Francisco just said like a lotus flower.
Yeah, exactly.
You know the story of the lotus flower? Because I was just gonna say that. I recently saw a lotus flower and I was talking with a friend about it, and you know, a lot of Buddhists use a lotus flower as a sort of symbol, but if you just pay attention to the lotus flower, it's such a beautiful, vibrant flower, right? But it grows in this muck and this yuck,
Right.
in this mud, right? And that muck and that yuck is regret, are challenges, things that we go through that are really here to grow us. And I feel like you are doing yourself a disservice. We talked about the truth earlier and not being truthful with your feelings and how you, yeah, you know, are like what Kathy's saying, that mirror
Right.
that's reflecting your actions. I think that is, it's so funny. We're on the same vibration
But yeah,
there,
that dirt and that muck all serve a
Francisco.
purpose. They all serve a purpose.
Yeah, yeah. But that muck and that yuck, you have to. It only serves a purpose, just like your challenges only serve a purpose if you choose to change that perspective and to learn from it.
Right.
Because if you don't, then it just, you get dragged down and you become that muck, and then the flower dies.
And then it becomes long-term regret. I don't ever want to hear anyone have to say that again. That just pains. I'm going to be thinking about that all day. It's like, now you can't be. You can't,
I know.
regret can't become long-term.
Oh, yeah. So Jessica, good friend of mine from Turlock, asks, I think, again, this is a question that we've got a lot from the conversations that we've had is, you know, so how does one overcome, like now if you're listening, so say somebody's listening and they're like, oh my God, I do have regret that I didn't tell somebody that I liked them, that I didn't tell my dad that I was gay before he had died, whatever it is, right? So how does one, Jessica asks, how does one overcome that regret and then be okay with that?
Forgiveness. Forgive yourself for not asking the question back then. Stop, looking back 2020. What they say, hindsight is 2020. You just have to stop. You have to stop replaying the scenario relentlessly in your head of how this could have been different, or what is that definition? The definition of forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could have been different. That happened. Okay, you did or did not act on it. Okay, it may have or may not have fostered these other circumstances. You get over it, and in that, I don't just really authentically work towards forgiving yourself for whatever it is you're holding on to, and just and move on, because you can't move on until you forgive, until you release that. So I would say the best way to overcome it is to work on the forgiveness, and that's not like an overnight type of thing. Trust and believe. It took me 10 years to do some of the forgiving in my life, but and I'm still working on some others. But you have,
are we all?
Yeah, right.
Let's be real.
You have to be right. You have to be in that space to be able to forgive yourself, though, for whatever it is that you are beating yourself up about.
That's really something that I feel like I can tell my younger self is just be kinder to yourself. Worry less. You're gonna be okay. You're doing, as long as you are doing your best. Right. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love it. Okay, let's get to digital detox. These are so crumpled and janky, but you know, we're low budge, no budge right now. Digital detox. So I have seen, if you guys are not following Lonnell, 3LWTV Instagram, the stories, my goodness, like I love how you take us on the journey of your whole trip. But a part of me also is gonna be real, like not throwing shade, but I was like, you know, are you enjoying the moment when you are doing live?
Well, I haven't done too many lives. I did do one live.
I saw one live, but I'm just saying, or snapping, you know, stories do take energy.
I say that to say, because typically I'll load that stuff. You know, I may take a picture or capture a moment of the moment and then just resign myself to actually being fully present in the moment, and then I'll post it later when I get back to the hotel where there's some
that's
Wi-Fi.
what I did.
But so actually, that's actually a benefit, not having access to Wi-Fi while I'm out and about, because I'm not using my digital plan, my texting or whatever data plan.
Yeah.
From and it's AT&T, honey, but she got jokes with those prices. So I usually have to wait till I'm somewhere on the Wi-Fi. So I'm forced to detox in some instances throughout the day.
Yeah, right. Um, Alex says his travels are breathtaking. Hi, Alex.
Oh,
Aren't they though?
I love
He's on here.
Alex. He's the best. I haven't seen him in a while.
Alex is his I follow him too on Instagram. I mean, he's on point too. You know, both of you guys. But I read this article I wanted to share, and Kevin, we can post this if Kevin can help us post this too. It was from the muse.com, and the writer said that the title is "Unplugging just didn't work for me, but here's what I did," and she was talking about how during the holidays one year she went away and she wanted to totally detox and not be on any screen time at all, and she realized that she became miserable because she was going too far. It's like any sort of diet, like digital detox is a diet. Instead of calories, it's like your screen time, right? And so she was saying that, like they wanted to look up places to go, buy skis or go eat or use GPS. And I feel like those times, even though it is screen time, it helps you better your experience, and you're not addicted to it, and it's not controlling you, and that's okay. And so I think it's unrealistic to say, oh, I'm going to put away my phone, period. Because, we have technology. It's a tool, just like everything else, right? And so she wrote, let's see, if any of this sounds familiar, maybe it's time you embark on your own unplugging experiment. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Maybe you start out not going on Snapchat until after 5 p.m. She says, perhaps you take one day a week where you don't open the Instagram app on your phone. No email on Sunday until 3 p.m., whatever you need to do. But in the end, you feel good about it and the way it adds to your productivity. And that's so true.
I love that. Baby steps is basically what she said.
Yeah.
It's not a one size fits all. It's not all or nothing. Baby steps. Just do it incrementally.
Yeah.
And I found that.
And isn't it fun? Yeah.
That I found that I've been able to do a little bit better. I still have a long way to go, but I'm much more cognizant and aware of what I'm doing. And I'm fully present in the moment when I'm reaching to pick up my phone. So now I'm thinking like, okay, this is gonna add to my daily number of pickups. Do I really need to check this right now? So, and turning off those notifications was a huge help. Huge.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And Kevin says making it manageable and sustainable, and that's really with everything. I love that you talked about baby steps, because you now 50 video man.
Still making baby steps.
Fabulous at 50. Cheers. We have taken those baby steps, and if you are present and you are express gratitude and you try to be in the present moment, and you just have people like you and me and Kevin and Alex and all these people watching that hold you accountable, your truth tribe, and people that lift and shift and gift you.
Right.
That's what it's all about. That is a life well lived, right? So cheers to 50.
Cheers. I'm running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers. Enjoy your trip.
I'm having to see your post. Yes.
I know. I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, it's
later.
just been
More about it.
And the exciting thing is, because Tao's never been here before. My cousin Jay, who just landed, he's actually on his way to the hotel right now, has never been here before. So seeing your favorite place through the eyes of someone else who's seeing it for the first time is just, that's the gift right there. So yeah.
Oh, that is so true, right? That is so sweet. I think too, isn't it funny that as you get older too, it's less me, it's more we. And like, even when I'm around my niece and nephew and seeing how they experience life. I mean, we're not parents, you and I, but just to see that, and Tao is your mentee and somebody, I would say your spiritual mentor to him, even though he might be like
a demon seed.
Right. Right. But isn't that the best gift is the gift of yourself? And thank you for sharing your gift. I just feel so blessed. This is episode 25, y'all.
Definitely
awesome.
So. And I'll see you soon, Cisco. Right. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate everything. Just keep standing in your light, honey. Love, live, and be.
Yes. And you only live once, baby. YOLO. See you later.
YOLO. Have a good one, buddy.
Enjoy your trip. Love you. Take care. Bye.